Alright guys, welcome back to part 2 of the video. So this video we're going to figure out where to put the sensor, the relay, how to wire them up, and get the ball rolling so we can finally complete this job, because it's been taking too long and the rain's coming and I'm not going to have time to do stuff in the rain, or I get shit out of the freaking way. So let's see what we do. Okay, let's zoom in now. See that? That's the same port where the sensor's at. So instead of me trying to put an adapter, I'm gonna go ahead and take that off and put on the sensor. All right, check this out. Where's it at? It's right there. Zoom in, let me get better focus. There you go. Look at that. You guys see it? So before I put that on, it's gonna leak water for coolant. I'm gonna go ahead and get the plug ready. Okay, we came into a problem. This piece, this little thicker part, did not go into the block, into the head. So rewind that. I'm still gonna post that up just so you guys can see it. Maybe if I run like an adapter. So I'm just gonna use this right here. This is what I was telling you about. It goes between the hose. It is what it is for now. We'll figure something out later. Okay, this is what I ended up doing. The hose goes this direction. This this pipe was a little bit too thick, as you could tell. So what I ended up doing is putting in hot water for maybe like a minute. Let it get nice and soft and tender, and just shoved it right in. And I put the sensor facing down like that. It's not sticking up, hitting the hood, or getting in the way of anything like that. It's flush and it's hidden. All right. Next step. All right, so this is what I ended up doing. That's the hose that goes over there. Took the intake off. So this fitting has a ground that I'm gonna go ahead and attach. And then there's the sensor right there at the bottom. All right, there's the ground connected to it. I'm gonna run it over here. I'm gonna hook it up right there. See that? There we go. All right, this is where I'm at so far. So since I only got one relay, I do suggest to run 2 relays eventually, but for now, got the grounds together, the blue wire together. I could run them to a single wire. The power source, which is needs current or needs power the whole time, I'm gonna run it to this cable right here, which is power directly to the alternator. And then this goes to the switch. It's gonna go to the blue wire over there. This one goes to the fan. Not switch, but I mean fans. My bad. This goes to the fans down there. The ground, I'm gonna run into this ground over here, or right here maybe. That's a ground. All right, this is what I got. So this one, I extended it a little bit onto the fans. This one, going to a little box right there. This ground goes to the sensor down there. And this white one, since I already have a power switch, I'm gonna put them together until I get another one of these and maybe hook it on to something else, maybe the radio or something that turns on with the ignition. All right, guys, here is the final, this time for real, the final result. I know I keep saying that very often. So here is the spacer, or man, I keep forgetting the name. I'll write it in. Without the shroud, this hole's gonna be loose, so I ended up zip tying it right there. Okay, so down here, you gotta ground this for better contact. This is grounded, and this goes to this ground right here. You see it? Okay. This ground that goes to the sensor right here, this is gonna go to your relay. Here it is. Pretty basic. I'll go through it. I'll go over it right now. You can see it better right here. Let's see. All right, so I ended up tying off the blue with the blue, which is the power, then the black, of course, is the ground. So the blue cable, the wires, whatever, I put them together to one single. And the same thing for the black wire. Simplify this. It's not that hard. Some people make it harder than what it is. It's not that hard. So the black wire coming from the fans, put them together in one, and that's going straight to the ground right here. Just ground it, doesn't matter where. This is where I grounded mine. It's going down there. Okay. All right, that's separate. The blue one that you see down there, where is it at? There's two, right? There's one from each fan. Blue, going with the blue. Simple as that. Blue with blue. So like I was saying, the white wire goes to the switch when you turn on the ignition. Plug it in directly to here. That's the auxiliary power. All right. Red. Red is red. Red is power. Straight to the power. Or you could also do it to this little box that goes to your alternator. That's what to your battery. That's another option. Okay. Now black. The black one goes to your sensor. Simple as that. That's it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. I'll post up the little diagram that ALLOYWORKS puts on the website. They don't give you a piece of paper, but it's on the website. Just follow that. My plan is to go ahead and put it right here. Man, this guy is so freaking loud. Too blue. So I have this because I have a switch box or a little switch panel for my lights. You could do it to that or do it to that for your power, your constant power. This is your switch power. Your ground goes to your sensor and the blue goes to the fans. Easy does it. That's how I did it. So one thing you will run into. So the sensor on the website says the cutoff is 165 and the on switch is 180. All right, that's low temps. Your thermostat on your truck is between 180 and 200 or 197, maybe 210. So what happens is your thermostat stays closed from 180 to 197, 200. That 200 goes to the radiator, and then this radiator water turns on the fans right at the sensor, and then it needs to cool down under 160 for the switch to turn off and turn off the fan. So from 197 to 200 to 160 is 30 degrees. Your thermostat will hit 180 to 200 quicker than this fans cool down the water. So your fans will stay on constantly. That's something that I have noticed. And I kind of saw that coming, but I decided to go ahead and, finish the process because I needed a freaking radiator. So for 180 to 200, thermostat opens. That 200 goes into radiator. The sensor reads it and turns on and tries going down to 165. Well, by the time your water even gets close to 170 or 175, your thermostat opens already and switches water, and your fans will stay on. Man, that leaf blower, that dude, he's doing his job, but bad timing. Anyways, so like I was saying, your fans will stay on because your fans will not cool down fast enough unless you're driving on the freeway or driving in some type of freaking icy weather or cold weather. You're in California, that's kind of rare. Your fans will try to cool down the water from 200 to 165 below. That's a big difference. From 160 to 100, that's like 40 degrees. My bad, I said 30 earlier. That's almost like 40 degrees to cool down. Your thermostat has 20 degrees to open and close. So your fans will stay on constantly unless you change out your thermostat. Your thermostat, I would probably get one or find one that goes between maybe 170, 190, or maybe 160, 180. But if your thermostat is too low and it stays hot outside, your thermostat will stay open. Because as soon as the water comes in around and switches positions, that water's gonna be like 170, 175, and your thing opens at 180. It's gonna open up, switch around, and everything's gonna stay open in a loop. So maybe leave it alone. You like your fan staying on, that's fine. But your battery will eventually lose its lifespan, or maybe get like a lower thermostat. I think 190, 170, or something like that would be a good, reasonable range to go ahead and run this whole system. But besides that, the truck's running fine. It will take 4 to 5 jugs of coolant. Easily 4, maybe more. It depends. Turn on the truck and let it cycle through and burp, whatever. Besides that, it's pretty easy. Any questions, hit me up. Comments, leave them. Give me a like, share, subscribe. I will continue I will continue doing things to the truck, to the Lincoln, to the S2000. Just random things. From simple oil changes to maybe some modifications or whatever comes up to mind, and whatever my pockets say, because I can't just buy turbo kits for all 2 cars. I don't got it like that. Sorry, guys. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys to the next one. Don't forget to follow the Instagram. I'll post it up, and that should be it. Peace out.